Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. I am Soumya Tripathi. I am the current GDSC lead, and today we are having you here for the guidance session. It'll basically help all the second years and first years to understand how to approach their first years and second years and what all things they should work upon. Right, and today we have Attreyee Mukherjee and Piyush Chugeja with us. Athree has done a lot of things. She was a part of LFX Foundation, and she is currently interning at IIT Madras as well. And she's also Microsoft Student Loan Ambassador. So these are just to name a few things she has done. And Piyush recently got an internship at Barclays, so I believe everyone will be curious to know their point of view and how they got in and what all things they worked upon. So, they could crack so many things at such an early time, right into their third years, they got into so many things, right? So, what all you should do, how you should be approaching things, I think it will be important for every second year and first year to understand that. So I think that's all from for the introduction for them, and they will guide you all very well. So yeah, let's start.
Hello guys, am I visible? Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. So shall I start? It's fine, right? Okay.
Yeah,
So hello guys. Just a little bit introduction about myself. I'm Attreyee Mukherjee. I'm from third year, and I have come for this guidance session because as Soumya said, I'm not bragging about myself. As Soumya said that like um, I have cracked certain things, and that is the reason why I have come to you guys to um, give you guys a guidance on how to do things because I know how it's difficult for people to understand what to do next and what is most important for them because in college I have got so many queries from people, so many queries. Like we have, I have got messages from people on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on various things. People have come up to me in college and asked also. So that's the reason why I thought that, why we thought that, a guidance session would be something that you guys would be looking forward to. I would also let you guys know about this community called Coders Roundtable, or which is like we are basically collaborating with GDSC to for this particular session. And I am from Coders Roundtable. Piyush is from GDSC. So Coders Roundtable is basically a community that was started by me and of course Jerry from AIDS. And we started when we were in our first year, and till then, till now, we have got very good response from people because we have a group where we help people and we help people understand certain technology. Even when we were in our first year, we took some sessions on C programming language because a lot of people were unable to understand that. And just like that, we took sessions on Python, we took sessions on how to grow your LinkedIn, and then other guidance sessions and all these things. So that was a little bit about our community, Coders Roundtable, and we have come here to collaborate with GDSC on this particular session. And I am also from GDSC. I am a tech lead at GDSC, and I am also from Coders Roundtable because that's like I'm the co-founder of that community. But a little bit introduction about myself. I had been interning at IIT Madras since when I was in my second year, specifically STEM 4. And now I am currently in Chennai and am interning offline now. I'm going to the lab. And what am I interning on is I'm basically I'm privileged to be a part of the processor that's been currently made in India, the indigenous processor that's like the only one processor that's in India. I'm privileged to be a part of making of that processor. Like when I went to my second year, I was like, I just love this subject, microprocessors and computer architecture and operating systems, and I was always into that, and that's why I am. I feel that this is my forte. This is a place where I am interested a lot in. And yeah, so I'm working as an intern. I'm doing an internship on basically the operating system side of the processor. The processor's name is Shakti processor. Um, it's a big thing for India. And yeah, and then I've been a mentee at Linux Foundations, Linux kernel bug fixing. So I've done, like, I'm still doing some bug fixes in the Linux kernel itself. And I have done some projects in Linux kernel, so I'm more like on the operating system side of it. And I've done some projects also, as per from college or from elsewhere. And I've been like a Microsoft Launcher ambassador and also a GitHub Campus expert. Right now, I'm a GitHub Campus expert trainee. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. And yeah, on to you, Piyush.
Very much, Athrey, for that warm welcome and introducing yourself. So, from my side, hello everybody. Myself, Piyush Chugeja, and I am a third year student as well. All of us are basically classmates, Athrey, Soumya, and me. And today we thought about having this session so that we can deliver information to you, which Athrey and I thought we should have gotten back when we were in the initial stages of engineering. Engineering can get very overwhelming at times, and you're stuck between assignments and exams and projects. So it's important to understand what is crucial at that moment. Plan your forward steps, and the most important thing is how to begin with things. So as Soumya said, I recently got into Barclays and I recently got that internship. It's a summer internship. It's an offline internship. Now, the reason why I think I was chosen for this internship and why I am fit for this internship is because I have been coding for a long time now. Actually, I'm a diploma student. I graduated my diploma from VS Polytechnic itself, and since then I've been into programming. I've learned pretty much basics of the programming I learned around 3 years ago, and since then my life has become very different, and I enjoy solving problems. I enjoy building projects, and that is the attitude which has gotten me to where I am today. Actually, enough about me. Let's begin with the session at Ray. I would like you to begin with the points that we are supposed to discuss today. Thank you very much.
Okay, so um, firstly, uh, can you move to the next slide?
Yeah, sure. Just a minute.
Yeah. Okay, like this is actually this slide. If you can see, it's written balance between work and life. Firstly, why we are starting with this is because how much of the work you do have a life, right? You do have a life. You can do a lot of work, but still you know, at the end of the day, you need to give time to your parents, um, to your friends, and to every other person who's important to you. That is the reason why this is the first thing, because work-life balance is something that's very important. But then I also think one thing that is, if you have an a very good work-life balance, this is what I have. This is like my opinion. If you have a very, very good work-life balance, you won't really be able to do that delta different thing. So every one of us do have a work-life balance, but still there is some ups and downs here. But again, time management is a very important thing for work-life balance. That you are working, you are going to college, and you are doing assignments, and see, like after going to college, you need to do assignments, and then you need to prepare for exams, and then you need to do every other thing that is there, maybe be in some clubs and do the work in there and all these kind of things. But one thing is there that even after doing all these, you need to, do some part of coding, and you need to understand how to, you need to learn certain languages, and you need to, because obviously you need a job at the end of 4 years, or else even if you go for masters, you need to understand which domain you want to do masters in. For that, you need to explore. For exploring, you need time, and um, for that time you will get only when you manage time very well, when you know when to go to college and when to not just waste time with anything else, maybe wasting time with friends or wasting time in anything. So you need to understand what is a time waste for you and what is like a significant productive time for you. So yeah, so that is how I feel that work-life balance should be there. But like, so for me, what I do is every day when I go back home and stuff, I have dinner with my parents, and like that's how I feel I bond with my parents, and am I really feel happy after that. And with my friends and everyone else, I think it's just like giving time to them, maybe 1 hour or maybe 2 hours, and just talking with them. Yeah, that's what my views are. But yeah, Piyush, will you start with your views?
Sure. So you might have gotten an idea why we are putting this topic into our discussion, why we want you to understand what work-life balance is and why you need to maintain it. So all of us are familiar with that saying, right? Too much of play and no work makes Jack a dull boy, right? So the reverse of it is also true. Too much work and no play also makes Jack a dull boy. When I started with engineering, it was really difficult for me to manage to have a personal life and to excel in everything, right? When you're beginning with things and you enter a field where you have a lot of competition, you feel pressure, you feel constrained कि यार ये भी करना है, वो प्रोजेक्ट पे काम करना है, 4 असाइनमेंट पेंडिंग है, इतने जर्नल्स भरने हैं. ठीक है, let me tell you one thing, everything is manageable, and it is also important that you take care of yourself, you take care of your personal life, you take care of the life you wish to build while you are working on your dreams. अभी सब engineering आए हैं, most of you are passionate about it, most of you want a good life for yourself, your parents and your friends and family. So in order to build that life you need to manage your time properly. टाइम मैनेजमेंट बहुत चीज़ों से सीख सकते हो. Too much of anything is not good for you, right? Too much of if you waste too much time, you'll regret it. If you eat too much, you'll regret it again, of course. If there is a limit to everything, so you need to limit your work, and you need to limit your enjoyment. One thing I do is I sometimes I come up with a schedule that I need to complete my work in this particular span of time, and then so that I can have an evening to myself, so that I can peacefully take a walk at night or during the day. It gets difficult to take a walk during the day because you also need to attend college, you need to attend your classes, and so it's really important that you focus on yourself as well. And आजकल तो सबको पता है mental issues, trauma, stress, सब ऐसे words around घूमते रहते हैं. So these aren't just hoax words, these are true. People are stressed about their life and career because they have too much pressure on them, right? So just to release the pressure, just to maintain that balance is crucially important than to just keep working like machines.
Hello. I don't think am I clear? Is my audio clear? Okay. So okay, fine. So before going to CGPA maintenance, I want to say something. Firstly, people people first of all don't understand what to really start with. What to really start with, as in how to you know like Piyush, I'm actually going a bit off topic than CGPA. I hope that's fine. Yeah. So CGPA maintenance obviously is important. But what I think is CGPA maintenance is important only when you are doing other things also. Because if you are not doing other things, obviously your CGPA would be maintained. Because I mean, like there are people who will just study. So I mean, is that recommended? It depends on people to people, but that is not really recommended if you want to get into a good company, if you want to get into masters for a good college, because if you have only CGPA, then um, you might just pass a threshold. So, juniors, they ask everyone, they ask all the seniors that is CGPA important? Is like CGPA something that you need to maintain? I would say it's very, very, very important. It's very important because of certain reasons. Firstly, you have a threshold for all the companies. You have a threshold that they will take above, below 9 or below 8.5 or something. And now, since the inflation has started and the recession has started now, companies are not taking a lot of people. You ask the seniors, you will get to understand this particular situation. And that is the reason where your CGPA becomes even more important. Because what they do is the first filtering they do is on the basis of CGPA. That how much your CGPA is, maybe they will, like previously they might have a cutoff of 8, now they might have a cutoff of 9 or 9.5 or 9.2. So that's why that is happening, because they want the best of the best people. And how do they get the best of the best people? How do they take even like 3 people out of 250 people who have applied? Firstly, they need to make some kind of filtration and then they will take interviews, obviously, because they, like 250 people who have applied, now they will not take the interviews of 250 people. They will take maybe only 50 people for interview and then from there they will find 5 people. So the first thing, the first filtration happens mostly on the basis of CGPA, that you know how much CGPA you get. And that is the reason why CGPA is very important. Because if you don't pass the criteria itself, then how much ever good you are in tech, you won't get a job, right? So that is that's what I want to tell, that CGPA is very, very, very important. Before that, you also need to do something else like programming. Programming, how you should do, what you should do. So honestly, like there are what I would suggest that I think that mostly the people over here are first or second year people, and first or second year people, for you guys, you have time. Why you have time is because now obviously you have like 3 years or 2 years now, and meanwhile, what you can do is you can explore. You can explore various domains. You can actually, take part in hackathons or take part in various other competitions and know what that particular field is like. You say, agar, if you take part in maybe a hackathon and then you want to make some kind of a project, maybe in Java or C++, maybe anything with Python. When you do that, you get an experience. You get to understand how to actually code within a short period of time and what are errors you will face when you are coding. And that is an experience that's very, very important. Because errors, till the time you don't get errors, just understand that you haven't learned programming at all. Programming is more of like solving errors than to write the program itself. That is a very important thing. And you might need to, if you go into OS side, you might need to go into assembly language to understand problems. It's that deep. Or you might need to go to the hardware level to understand the registers. That is, I mean, that's how deep it can go. Error solving can go. So error solving is very, very important to do for every programmer, because if you don't know how to solve errors, you don't know programming at all. You don't know the concepts only. That is the reason why you should participate in hackathons, so that you learn stuff, you know how to do it. I will tell you guys one story about myself. I have told that many times in many other sessions, but this is, I think, some new people have joined, so that's why I would let them know also. When I was in my first, so I participated in my first hackathon when um, I was just, in the college admission stage, because I had like Python in my 11th, 12th standard, so I had just like, I was like, okay, let's just participate in this thing called a hackathon. Firstly, I thought that hackathon hacking करते हैं और वो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. That is, hackathon is a very different thing. Hackathon is like basically a competition where you make projects. Any kind of project. It's not a cybersecurity related thing. It's not like that. It's like any kind of project. So, my first hackathon, I went there. I mean, it was online because it was COVID time. And the person teamed up with, even he had his first hackathon. So we had both of us had like our first hackathons, and we did not know what to do. What we had done was we had planned of making a website which was basically help people find COVID cylinder, oxygen cylinder and COVID test, because at that time it was very difficult to find all these. So so we thought, how to do that, because he knew Python, I also knew Python. I knew HTML, CSS, even he knew HTML, CSS. So we thought that, how to use all these stacks, all these programming languages, all these things that we know to, do this particular project. So what we did was, we understood, we got to know from somewhere that we have to use something called Django, a framework called Django. So what we did not know Django, obviously. We literally learned Django in 3 days. In 3 days, we learned Django whatever we could, and then we participated in the hackathon. And I'm not even exaggerating of it. We literally did that. We participated in the hackathon. We did not even know GitHub अच्छे से. And since we did not know GitHub very well, we were not even able to submit our project. We were not able to submit our project. But the project was completed. With the project, we were not able to submit. But the experience in itself was so great. We had put it on LinkedIn, and we even told that we were not able to submit it because we did not know Git and GitHub in very well. So that experience in itself was a very different thing, because we learned a lot. We understood how Django works and how, at least some basics of it. Obviously not everything, but we at least knew how to do that, how to connect HTML, CSS with Python, how to connect the front end and back end. We knew, we got to know all these things. And that time we were like, we did that hackathon. They wanted some Dockerization and all these things. We were like, yeah, we will use Docker and we will Dockerize it, we will use Kubernetes and all. We did not know anything of that. We did Dockerize it, and obviously we learned it in a few hours, and then we had to do it. That's how you learn. If you don't, you know what? Like, I have heard my elder saying this to me, that when you don't fall into the pit, you don't understand how to, get out of it. Or else, when you are not into the ocean, you don't know how to swim. Or you're not into the water, you don't know how to swim. So that's how we learn things, and that was one of my experience which I would remember for my entire life. And why I'm saying this is because it's important to get these kind of experiences, because always you won't know anything, and people are there who are like, दीदी मेरे को कुछ नहीं आता है, मैं हैकाथॉन में पार्ट ले सकता हूँ क्या, या ले सकती हूँ क्या? तुम ले सकते हो. You just need to learn it like in a week or something. You will be able to learn it. Just give time to it. Yeah, that's what I want to say about how you can start. Like, at least you can just take up things and then go with the flow. That's one way. That's how I took up things, went with the flow, Am I am I
Uh,
audible?
your
I'm
voice
clearly
is
audible.
cracking a little bit.
Uh, I don't think I heard you, Soumya.
Your voice is cracking a little bit. Otherwise, your audio is cracking a
Okay.
little.
Okay. Mm, 1 minute. I don't know why it is cracking a bit, but am I? Is it fine now? Um, is it fine now?
Yeah, it's better.
It's better. Okay. Fine. So that's what I wanted to say. That how to you can do one thing, that you can just start and then go with the flow. And about coming back to the CGPA maintenance, by doing all these things, CGPA maintaining is very important. Piyush has a CGPA of 10. I have a CGPA of 9.59. And the the thing that we have maintained as CGPA, that's like at least any company or any MS program, we can pass the threshold through our CGPA. But how to maintain this kind of a CGPA is, firstly, pay attention in class. पता है बहुत लोगों को लगेगा कि what is she saying? Teachers तो अच्छे से पढ़ाते भी नहीं है. That's not the case. You need to understand, is it is that the problem of the teachers, or is it you who is not listening? Is it you who is keeping on talking, or is it the teachers? You need to understand that. So, firstly, try to pay attention in the class. Try to understand what the teachers are trying to teach. If you don't understand, you might go to them and ask for help. That is also a thing. Doing assignments yourself, that is one more thing. Sometimes I also don't do assignments myself. Sometimes, when there's too much work, I just take it from someone and then I do it. But I think doing assignments yourself does help a lot. Like last semester, I had done a lot of assignments by myself because I thought that that was one way how I could study, because I did not study as a alag se, going home and then studying. I just studied before the exams and whatever teacher taught, and then just give the exam. That's how I did. And I would also tell you one thing, that I am a person who loves the subject very, very much. Every subject I love in computer science. Every subject. Like, there is no single subject which I hate. So whenever the teachers come and teach, I would somehow pay attention. I would, even if I'm talking with my friends, I will somehow pay attention. I will somehow be like, yeah, this whatever they are teaching, I would try to understand that in some or the other way. So I think that is one quality I have, which has helped me. But I think people should also try to make that, because, you know, when you have interest in a subject, the marks automatically come. And what if you don't have an interest? I mean, if you don't have an interest, then let's just keep it for a bit later. Now, um, on to you, Pierce.
Alright, thank you, Athree, for telling them about why CGPA is important. And on to what she said, I would like to add a few more points that your CGPA and your interviews, your placements are very related. Alright, there are two terms when it comes to placements. One is eligible and another is employable. You become employable when you have the right skills that are required by the company. You become employable when you have the right hard skills and soft skills, technicalities, your programming languages, your problem solving skills, etc. There is a lot to cover in that area. But you become eligible with your CGPA, with your projects, with your activities that you do throughout the years in college. No other person, there is about 1,000 applicants for a single job every time the placement companies come to college. Even now during Barclays, there were about 200 to 250 plus applicants, out of which they shortlisted only around 190 students or 150 students. All of this was done based on academics because they can't judge you more than that, right? It was done based on your resume, it was done based on your academics, and that is where you become eligible. That is why maintaining your CGPA is important. Now the other question arises, भैया आपका CGPA 10 क्यों है या दीदी का 9.59 क्यों है? A lot of people also ask me this questions कि ये 10 पॉइंटर लेके मतलब how is it even possible? You know, first year maybe students get 9 and 8.5, and from there, of course, it is impossible to reach 10 again, but maintaining and sustaining what you have is more important than getting that 10 pointer. You know, like Attreyee said, that it is important that you listen to the lectures, the teachers, class में जो हो रहा है वो, and you write your assignments by yourself. What it helps you with is you at least know what you're supposed to study. ठीक है, you're not understanding what your teacher is teaching. It's a two-way street. If she's or he's at fault, then it's not your problem. But if you are at fault, you can fix that, right? And it's okay. There are sometimes things that the information our teachers are delivering, they don't hit you at that particular moment. It's all right. That is why they also use presentations, right? They also have a lot of content written on there on the screen. If you don't understand or if you are not grasping enough information from what they are telling you, just read what's on the board, just at least get an idea of what they're trying to tell you, and then register it in your brain that there is something like this that you're supposed to study for your exams. And strategic studying is very important. Your CGPA is calculated based on how consistent you are with your marks in every other subject. All of us have around 5 to 6 subjects every semester, and the goal to getting a good pointer is becoming consistent in all the subjects. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इंटरनल मार्क्स फ्री मिलते हैं, जितने हो सके ले लिया करो, ठीक है? सबमिट योर असाइनमेंट्स एंड प्रैक्टिकल्स जितना हो सके उतना जल्दी. डोंट बर्डन योरसेल्फ विद दैट एंड डोंट जस्ट constrain yourself to just doing assignments. You also need to maintain a lot of other activities. You need to do extracurriculars, you need to do co-curriculars, and trust me, it is manageable. It is important and manageable. Secondly, maintain, know that what you want to study. It doesn't matter एक दिन पहले पढ़ रहे हो या एक हफ्ते पहले पढ़ रहे हो. Like Attreyee said, we don't study throughout the year. Neither does she nor do I. There is no time to study throughout the year. There are just too many things that you have. So studying one night before can also help you achieve what we have achieved now. Right? It all comes down to how much you know you have to do and what you think your limit is. When I study, I don't think कि अगर ये chapter छोड़ दिया तो चलेगा या ये topics मुझे नहीं करने. I just know that I have to complete the syllabus. Now it doesn't matter if I'm studying till 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. and I have an exam at 10 a.m. It's fine. My goal is to complete, and my goal is to put information on the paper that they're going to check. That is where the thing ends. And then you just focus on your next exam. And then ये strategy जो है, it might sound कि ये क्या है, it's rubbish, it doesn't work this way. Trust me, when you know you can do something, you can do it. CGPA maintenance is difficult, but it is not impossible. You can do it just like you're managing 100 other things at this point. Let's move on to the next topic, please. Thank you.
I think Attreyee is setting up her audio.
Alright, that's fine.
Hello?
Hi, Attreyee, are you here?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you
Yes,
are.
you are audible. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm alright.
You're not audible, Attreyee. We can't hear you.
One minute.
You set up your.
Hello. Am I audible now?
Um,
Uh, am I audible now or not?
Yes, you are. I audible. Yes, you are audible.
Okay, so please tell me if the voice goes in between or something. I hope the voice is clear now. If not, then I will just do something else. Yeah, it is lagging. I know even I know it's lagging, but mm, fine. I mean, it's not breaking, right?
I think if anyone is having problem, it's their network issue because even I can hear
Yeah,
it clearly.
yeah. Okay. So next thing is your language doesn't matter. So firstly, I have heard a lot of people coming and asking me, दीदी जावा में प्रोग्राम करूँ या C++ में प्रोग्राम करूँ या पाइथन में प्रोग्राम करूँ किधर करूँ नहीं तो बहुत लोगों ने मेरे को पूछा है दीदी आपको कितने लैंग्वेजेस आते हैं दिस वाज द मोस्ट हिलेरियस क्वेश्चन दीदी आपको कितने लैंग्वेजेस आते हैं फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वो नहीं होता है कितने लैंग्वेजेस आते हैं कि नहीं होता है मेरे को बस सी आता है अगर मैं तुम्हें बोलूँ मेरे को बस सी आता है तो कुछ नहीं होगा it's not something that's bad it's not something that's bad there are people who have been working for the and they're just just they know see why that's good because they know what they are doing the they know the basics of it if you go to see then it will be like you know, you will learn so many other things. You learn pointers, you learn memory management, all right, you learn continuous memory allocation and stuff. So if you go into depth of a particular language, you will learn so many things. It's not like this language, that language. DSA languages are a bit important, but it's not that important also. Like people, so mostly companies tell you that either you code in Python or you code in sorry either you code in Python or you code in Java or you code in C++, and uh, that why that is there because these three languages are accepted by the companies because mostly they have like whatever software they are making, maybe that is written in that particular language. So that is the reason why they kind of want to see your skills, but it's same for all. Like if you know just Python, if you know just Java, it's completely fine. But no anything you know, just go into the depth of it. Just know data. If you know Python, just try to do data structures and algorithms in Python. If you know C++, just try to do data structures and algorithms in C++ or any other project for that matter. Like I in a very I need to see in a very well good manner and I am into Linux kernel and I'm literally using C. Like every day I'm using C. And now the thing I'm working on 3 RTOS, that is a real-time operating system. That is completely in C. So I'm working fully on C. So now I mean that's the thing that it depends on what you are into. Maybe your project needs Java. If your project needs Java, no, you should know Java. My project needs C. I know C. Okay, so that's on to you, Pierce.
Like it says, your language doesn't matter. My point in language doesn't matter is, you know why colleges teach you multiple languages since first year? So that you can, according to me, it's because it's so that you can find the language that suits you and that meets your goals. For example, if you want to go to web development, there are tons of frameworks, there are tons of technologies out there, but your base always starts with HTML and CSS. So the thing is, you need to get your foundations clear before jumping on to latest and new technologies, learning multiple languages. Your the number of programming languages you know does not make you a good programmer. Knowing your programs makes you a good programmer. A language is just a construct. ऐसा नहीं बोल रहे कि language is not important, but every language has its own feature, and your requirement matters more when you choose a language. See, now, just as Attreyee said, key companies have these forte, they want C++, they want Java, they want Python. Now, this is because these are languages which have been adopted by the major companies and उनके software उसमें लिखे हैं. That doesn't mean that other languages don't hold much importance. Now, for example, when you're building an Android application, there are two languages supported by Android, Java and Kotlin. It depends on you, the language you choose, and you can write your code in it. It doesn't matter. And software can be built by writing code in any language. So learning multiple languages is not what we're supposed to focus on. What we're supposed to focus on is picking a language that you like working with, that you are, you're compatible with, basically, and then exploring all the concepts, exploring its features, and theory is equally as important as practicals. Now there is a programming term called object oriented programming. It is a whole new paradigm of programming, and knowing how object oriented programming works is equally important than writing code with with objects and methods and classes. And it's you know at the end, it's always what you know, what you understand, and it is important to know how the language behind, the how the language works behind the bars. It doesn't matter what language it is or what it is capable of. Every language has its own features that you need to explore. Let's move on to the next section, Soumya.
Yeah. Now, one of the important things that is help your peers. I have heard stories of, like someone who has done programming in the 11th, 12th standard, they coming into college and being like, अरे यार मेरे को तो programming आता है, मैं तो बहुत ज़्यादा cool हूँ and all these things. And it actually literally it happens that people go and show off like मेरे को Python आता है, मेरे को ये आता है, मेरा ये project है, वो project है. देखो, there is a difference between showing off and helping and telling about yourself. It's always better to help other people. If you should always do that, because it's like, if you know stuff, you should help people to achieve what you have achieved. It's always good to help your peers in that sense. It's always good to, guide your peers into, getting into programming, or, whatever things you are doing. If you just help them a bit, then because always remain grounded. You should always remain grounded. Even if you are doing a lot of things, it's very important to stay grounded. To to I'm not saying that you just need to uh, sell your self-esteem. It's not like that. But you need to not be a narcissistic person. You should not be, a very self-centered person. You should be a person who should help people. Whatever you have done, be grounded, be, as humble as possible, and help others, help people grow. Because when you grow together, that's more better. You would have much more fun. You would know that I have helped this person in doing something, and that person will always remember me for that. Even if they don't remember, but at least that yes, you have helped one person, right? And that is the reason why, when I was in my first year, me and one of my friends, we had started a community. And and for the same reason is why me and Piyush have come in front of you guys to help you all as your seniors. We have come over here to help you follow almost the same path, or even if not the same path, then at least get some kind of an inspiration from whatever we have done. And obviously, you all can approach us personally, maybe in college, or on LinkedIn or on WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever, whichever platform, WhatsApp, Twitter also, just LinkedIn, all these things. So, so yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Helping your peers. That's like one of the most important things. Being humble, because whatever you are, you might become a big, big programmer, but you always need to be on the ground. You know what? I will tell you one example. So, am I audible? I'm audible clearly, right? Yeah. So, I will tell you something. So, there is this person in Linux kernel. In Linux, I hope everyone knows about Linus Torvalds. Linus Torvalds is the person who created Linux. So, so how the patches work is how the contributions to the Linux kernel work is. Before it goes to Linus Torvalds adds the contributions to the Linux kernel. Before that, it goes to a person named Greg Hartman. This person, Greg Hartman, is so down to earth. He's so humble. He helps even beginners. He helps even, very beginners. He is so grounded. And there is this another guy who is also at a very big level. His name is Dmitry Vyukov. He helps he helps like anything. I have asked you know, so beginner level questions and he has answered that. And these people, and there is someone else known as Shua Khan. She is an amazing person. She is like one of the three Linux fellows in the world, and she is so down to earth. She is so down to earth, and like she helps every time she is helping people. And that's something that I really love about the community, Linux community, that everyone is so down to earth. And I think that's a spirit that we should have in ourselves also, being down to earth, being humble as much as possible. On to you, Piyush.
So I hope you understood the importance and essence of helping other people. Now, when it comes to helping, it is possible कि यार लोग पूरा काम तुम्हें देके अपना they are enjoying. Now, of course, that is wrong. But and also things are wrong when you mess up your schedule, mess up your activities just because you're helping them. But that shouldn't stop you from helping people. Now, one thing about me is that sometimes I have devoted more time towards other people's projects than my own project. Right? There have been a lot of times like this where I've stayed up with them till 2 a.m. and all we are doing is talking about logic and app building and how what are the problems they're facing in their code. And then sometimes मेरा खुद का project रह जाता था. There has been a time where and during diploma, project submission was due tomorrow morning, and in the entire past week, all I did was help another friend of mine build his project. So we built his project every day. He used to call me at 9 a.m., 9 p.m. Sorry, and from 9 p.m. the conversation used to be like jab tak chala chala. It was 10 p.m., 12 a.m., whatever, and we used to talk about his project because he wanted it to be good. I was like, yeah, that is nice, and I used to totally forget about my project. And then at the end, when the submission was due tomorrow, I sat down and built my project. I sat down the entire day. It took me about 12 hours to build my own project to submit, but I did not regret a thing because what are the things I helped him with also taught me a certain amount of things that were required by me for my project. Now, because I devoted so much of my time with him and understanding it was a Java project, and so understanding what Java was capable of while I was working with him helped me prepare helped me complete my project in just a span of 12 hours. It was not a very small project, and I was very new to this. So, and it is just not about learning, it is also about growing. When you're talking to other people, you always find out that they also know so much about so many other things that you don't. When you interact with such people, when you interact with your peers, when you interact anybody in people present in this meet, all of them have a different specialty. When you talk to them, you understand that there are so many things going on around you, so many technological advancements, so many new things that you are interested in but you don't know that they exist. So that is where your peers come in. That is where you helping them and them helping you helps both of you grow mutually. Being compassionate is very important. Being down to earth is very important. And of course, lastly, when you grow together, when you are in a certain situation and when you're using your strengths and weaknesses together, you also learn how to function as a team, right? Which is also very important in competitions like hackathons and all other various, coding competitions, and not just coding competition, even in sports, functioning as a team player is very important. And this also teaches you that. Also, coming to hackathons, if any of you, are willing to start your journey, Google Solution Challenge is coming up, right? We also had a session yesterday regarding Google Solution Challenge, and I'll come to that part where building projects is important. But one more thing is that when you're working with your peers, you understand who is good at what, and then building a team, going to hackathons, also gets the best out of you, right? Thank you. Next, let's move on to the next section.
This is a very important thing also, confidence. Uh, I had heard from someone, he told me that दीदी मैंने आप में एक चीज देखा है कि आप बहुत ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट और आपको इंग्लिश बहुत अच्छे से आती है. Samaya told me this thing. So, see, even if you know English or you don't know English, that's not a big issue right now, but being confident and knowing what you are speaking is very important. Because, see, confidence in itself makes a different kind of aura around you. Because you have seen that they are like, just you feel like a star has come, or maybe like, a person who everyone would pay attention to. A person like that has come. Why do you think they have that kind of an aura? They have that aura because of their confidence, because of their body language, because of how they talk, how they speak, how they walk. All these things are very important. Very, very important. And even how they dress up, that's also very important. And like, at least being very neat, being very, so very important in order to have, in order to have a job. So it's not just confidence which is there. It's not just confidence which is there. It is like um, body language, the entire thing, how you carry yourself, will lead to which will lead to confidence. Okay? So yeah. So having confidence, how do you build up confidence? Firstly, I think you should talk to your friends also in such a manner that you are delivering, you're talking to, new kind of people. Talking as in like, always not like that. You should always have that kind of a, you should maintain that body language while speaking with them. Because within our friends, we are so comfortable, we are very different. We are very, very different. But that's not how you should always be, because if you be that in front of them also, then you won't have any time, any space, any place to correct yourself. Like, um, like I always make fun of my friends, and if I make something, if I say something wrong or something like that, they used to not judge me. So that's how you learn. That's how you slowly learn and grow. And you need to have that confidence while also talking to your friends. You need to have that body language also. All हम ऐसे क्या करते हैं कि अरे यार दोस्त है ऐसा. So it's not always recommended because you won't learn them. It starts from your these small habits that you put on yourself, that you try to make use of. And if even now, like my best friend is Soumya, Even now, I talk to her sometimes in English, um, and even we talk in this kind of manner. Am I wrong, Soumya?
Yeah, I mean, it's important to understand. You have to be confident. It's always there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what for my advice for confidence. On to you, Piyush.
So again, the question arises: high confidence line to this today. How do you act confident? There is a very good saying about being confident: always fake it till you make it, and it works. It is it is good. Now, as we are, Athree and I are taking this session, we have also, Athree has taken a lot of sessions offline as well, and even I have started taking a few sessions offline. Now, the thing about confidence is it keeps building up when you start interacting with people at a large scale. Now, I know a lot of you might be public, you might not, you might be shy of public speaking. Everybody is. Even I was, even Athree was in our initial days. You just don't you're not born with it, right? You have to learn it. And when you learn a few things, when you understand what you're good at, and when you're confident in what you know and how you're delivering information to people, the confidence shows. Like Atreyi also highlighted the aura part. Confident people, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they dress, everything matters. The aura and the energy you radiate to other people builds a good image of you within their minds, and that is how they always come up to you. That is how they will always treat you with respect. So, and your confidence in knowing the concepts as well, even in class when you're just sitting and listening to your teacher. कभी कभी ऐसे होता है कि you don't know something. ठीक है, there are हमें बहुत सारे situations होते हैं where you miss something and then the teacher suddenly she or he wants you to they start picking out people कि no, you have to tell me what we learned in yesterday's class. Now you have to tell me what is this concept, what do you call this, and explain me this, and etc etc. Now I have always seen that only the people who show a little bit of fear on their face are the ones who get picked. You don't know a concept, that is fine. But your teacher doesn't know that you don't know that concept. It is your confidence that comes in even then, that you don't look feared. You just sit straight, just sit calmly, and you'll never get picked up on. And it's tried and tested. It's not something I'm just making up right now. And you also build confidence when you take initiative, when you accept positions of responsibility, and when you start giving presentations. Whenever I have an opportunity, and even Soumya, when she called me the other day, she was asking me if I would like to take this session. I immediately said yes. I'm like, just tell me what you want me to do, how you want me to explain people, what you want me to tell them, and I'll do it. Because at this point, I have started enjoying these things because I know I am confident enough to interact with all of you. Right, Atreyi, do you think am I going wrong somewhere?
Yeah, correct. Even I am right now. I will tell you my situation. I am here in a cafe. I just met with one of my friends, and now I'm just like I'm taking a session at 3 p.m. and I'm not prepared anything. I obviously that yesterday we had a meeting and obviously I did not do anything. Now has kind of habit, and even that, even like Friday, I had to take a session in for a college in Jamaica, and I took that. I think it was 2 a.m. or something, and these people did some problem in timing. So it was basically in the morning, but then that happened at night, and then I did not like prepare anything. It was the fourth session of fifth or sixth session to Git and GitHub. These people have seen me taking Git and GitHub sessions so many times. Yeah. Somebody yesterday asked me, what was the number of GitHub sessions that you have taken? But anyways, I did not prepare, and yeah, it was just like So confidence like innocence and fears and being very confident even while talking normal things. I That's how I felt of carrying myself. Before I was not like before I was not like this. I think even my friends knows that I was not like this at all before in school. And yeah, but now like after into college especially, I started I started doing certain things which has my body language. I think made I carried myself in a very different way, in a much better way. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Continue, Piyush. Sorry for interrupting. Yeah, this is another thing that's like I think that's like a follow up to the previous slide that is help others. You will help others only when you have fun and when you have a different art. ऐसा नहीं मेरे को प्रोग्रामिंग आता है तो मैं किसी के साथ बात नहीं करूँगा या आपके बात नहीं करूँगी and just going around in a um, just going around showing off. It's not what you should do. You should have the correct attitude, even with teachers. I think one thing that this generation actually most, even we are of this generation, but I think one thing that this generation lacks a lot is elders. You need to respect elders. You need to respect teachers. You need to be respectful to them. You need to know that they are your gurus, and you need to understand that respect is something that everyone wants, that everyone should get. It's your duty as a junior person to give respect to everyone, even to your seniors. So, so being respect people is something that is very important. That should be in everyone's radar. That I will be respectful to my elders. I will be respectful to my parents. I will be respectful to my teachers. And that's how you make a difference, not only in the hearts of people, also the hearts of teachers, also the hearts of elders. And again, coming back to the work-life balance, that's how you also have work-life balance, right? If you don't respect people, then you won't have, you won't, you can't really expect them to want you if you don't respect them. Respect is also required in every relationship. In every relationship. Whatever relationship you have, even if you have like a partner relationship, that also requires a lot of respect. Even in friendship, it requires a lot of respect. and that makes a lot of difference. So this is why we are telling you all these things is because you guys have just come in first year and in second year, and then you are just learning how to be in college, and these are the things that will help you um, spread your wings and go far and type of thing. Yeah, on to you, please.
So, Athree made a very interesting point how your attitude makes a difference in every area of your life. Your attitude will always determine how much you grow in life. Your attitude will determine how much knowledge you will always be gaining, and it is your attitude that will help you maintain that work life balance as well. Respecting your peers, respecting your elders, even respecting your juniors, all of these things are equally important when it comes to becoming a good engineer and a good person. One thing I know about having a good attitude is that having your personality is obviously shaped by your attitude. And when you have I mean, everybody has their own different type of attitude, but there is of course a good attitude and a bad attitude. When you have a bad attitude, you know what happens, you become very self-centric. You think that, nay, I know what I'm talking about, which is a good thing. You have confidence, but then again that confidence turns to overconfidence when you have a bad attitude. Now now we are taking this session together, right? This is also where our attitudes come in, where we are ready to cooperate, where we are ready to work with somebody else, and we are ready to soak in the information somebody else is giving to us. Now, all of you are here listening to us. It's been an hour, it's been over an hour, and all of you are still here listening to us. That is also a sign of a good attitude. You're ready to soak in information which will help you further. So that is the attitude you must maintain throughout your life. And learning is a part of life. As you go through, you never stop learning. These are very cliche things, but these are also very true. And then again, your attitude also defines how you are ready to learn. Right. Let's move on to the next section.
Okay, so what did we do differently? This is see, this is something I think about me. This is something my friends would be able to tell in a much more better way. But what I would say is, firstly, I had a different kind of an attitude. I think, I mean, I'm just asking if you, I think even you have seen that. Like, uh, I do not, I have a different kind of attitude when I'm with my friends. I am that person who, see, everyone tells me that I am a bit humble, and I try to be humble as much as possible. I try to be as much as humble as possible. Like, and I try to help people. That is what I did differently. And also, about the career point of view, I see what I did differently. Firstly, I applied to programs. Applying to programs is very important. People think that यार नहीं होगा मेरा जीवन अच्छा नहीं है अरे डाल के तो देखो नहीं होगा तो क्या होगा एक बार नहीं होगा दो बार नहीं होगा तो समझेगा क्यों नहीं हुआ तभी तुम जाके रेज्यूमे के ऊपर देखोगे तभी जाके तुमको पता चलेगा कि हाँ जैसे प्रोग्राम भी रहे यू नीड टू अप्लाई very, very important. You need to apply to places. You need to go to try out different things. I had applied to GSOC. I got rejected when I was in my first year. But I understood. I learned a lot of things at that time. You learn from your mistakes. And that is what I feel I do differently. That I make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes. But I try to learn from those mistakes. And I try to. And also one more thing is I'm very respectful to my teachers. I'm very, very respectful to my teachers and my elders. And another thing is I have learned work-life balance in a very hard way. I've made mistakes and that's how I've learned work-life balance. I would say I'm kind of like everyone is struggling with work-life balance. Everyone struggles with work-life balance. Even I'm struggling. Everyone will struggle with that very art to but that's how you will learn, right? You will learn to manage time. You will learn that this is the time I need to give to my parents. This is the time I need to give my the time I like what is different. Onto you, Piyush.
Okay, so of course this is a very tricky part, bouncy part where so what did I do differently that I got selected at the internship at Barclays? What did I do differently that I'm sitting here today giving you all this talk, we're having this conversation today is because since the beginning I have learned a lot. Just like Athree said, you are supposed to learn from your mistakes, and every day I make a new mistake, and then every day I learn that I am not supposed to make it again. It doesn't just apply to your career. It doesn't apply to your programming skills and your coding or everything. It applies to every other thing that you're doing daily. Even in your daily life you make mistakes and then you're supposed to learn from them. And I don't know how many of you are familiar, but in the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I have always found the character of Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark, very inspiring. Every time he built something new, there was a certain type of mistake he made. You know, in the very first movie, Iron Man 1, he built a suit, but he got frozen out of his own suit while he was flying at the top of the altitude. He got frozen out of his own suit. Then, I know it's going very off topic, but then what he did again was when he built a, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling this for someone, but when he built a suit for Spider-Man, he put in heating mechanisms inside his own suit. Why? Because he knows what had happened with him. He got frozen out, and it was a life death risk, So that is what he did differently. That is what I am always trying to apply in my life. You learn from your mistakes, may it be coding, may it be different aspects of your life. And the next thing I did differently was, again, when I am learning a new technology, I just don't look at lectures and tutorials. You can't just sit down there, watch tons of videos and courses and grasp knowledge. You have to apply what you're learning. Whenever I try to learn something new, I directly build projects. When I learned Java for the first time, when I learned a framework called Swing in Java, which lets you develop GUI based applications in using Java. When I was learning Swing in Java, I did not read what components there are, what concepts I can implement. I thought of an idea. I thought कि ये छोटी सी चीज बना के देखते हैं, and ये बनाते time I was like ठीक I'll need this component, I'll need that feature of Java. So that is how I started learning, and that is how I explored Java and the framework. That is how I also recently learned the new framework React. I've been procrastinating a lot about learning React, but then I had to build a project in React. It was something I had to do. तो मैंने सोचा कि यार मेरे पास इतना टाइम नहीं है कि I'll sit and watch videos ये कैसे होता है वो कैसे होता है. So I just read a small article on how React works and I directly went on to the project. And now if you ask me to build something in React, I can do that. So building projects, applying knowledge of what you've learned throughout the years and learning from your mistakes is very important, and that is where it has gotten me today. These are the only steps that I've followed. Thank you.
Okay, so this is really one thing that ego is bad for your growth. Okay, it's kind of the same thing that if you have ego that मेरे को ये आता है वो आता है मैं किसी को हेल्प नहीं करूँगा, that's a very different, that's a very bad, very 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 bad thing how you discourage. So you should never have ego. You should always be like humble, onto your ground and know your ground. You should be close to where you have come from. Yeah, that's what about you. Just So a lot of ego is there. So I don't really want to drag more about it. Yeah,
No, I think even I can't hear her. So Atri, we can't hear you. Yeah, no,
hello.
your voice is no, we can't hear you. It's not audible.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yeah, I would suggest turn off your camera and then maybe try speaking because it's lagging. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
I will do. Yeah, there's yeah, a lot of bandwidth is being used. So yeah, so what I told is, should I repeat that again? I think no one followed it. So how is that?
yeah, yeah. Because we couldn't hear you right after ego. I think.
Yeah. So what I what I wanted to say is, ego is obviously a very bad thing, something that is highly discouraged. Should never have it. Always be humble. Always be grounded. And we have talked about ego and all these things before, also in the previous slides. And that's that's all I wanted to say about ego, because I don't want to drag the ego part a lot, because everyone knows that why you should not be there, helping people, helping out others. That is something that's the best for your career and for your image. On to you, Piyush.
So again, even I wouldn't want to, continue having a long conversation on this topic, ego, because we've had previous slides where we told you about how you must be a good person, basically. Have the right attitude, start helping people, because all of these things will help you become a good engineer, become a good person, and become successful. As you can see in this exact image, पीछे है trophy, पीछे है उसकी success, but he can't see it just because that person is egoistic. The image also gives you a lot of insight over why ego is bad for you. So basically, just be humble, be modest, try to help people, and be a part of your community. Be cooperate with others. That's how you learn. Thank you.
I think with this we come to an end to the presentation. Uh, whosoever has any doubts that you want to ask them about, coding or anything you feel that they can help you with, please go ahead, ask us. I think they will be able to answer a lot of your questions. The reason why we wanted to keep this session was entirely because there were a lot of students who were messaging a lot of us regarding how you got into this particular space, or how to do this, how to do that. And I think it's not just Atrey and Piyush, all the GDSC members here, they were getting a lot of messages. So we decided to keep this session, and since we couldn't ask all the members to be a part of the session, we decided to go with two of them. That's why I think किसी को कुछ भी doubt है तो you can definitely ask them, and uh, you can definitely message, but the whole point of having this session is कि तुम लोग अभी doubts पूछ लो in person, so that your doubts are more clearly answered by them. So if you have any doubts, we'll wait for 2-3 minutes, Piyush. If the doubts come in, we will answer them. If not, we'll wrap up the session. Yes, Harshita, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just asking, like, could you suggest some courses to learn programming? Like, should we learn it from YouTube or like some courses on Udemy or Coursera? So, could you suggest something?
Atrey, Piyush, if you could just answer that question for her.
Hmm. Okay. To be honest, I will tell you about my story. I have till now for programming, I haven't taken a single course. That's how I what I did was I just learned through projects. I did not take any course. I used GitHub cookies, whatever, Java 2.0, all these things. There are ample number of free resources. Even YouTube. YouTube is the best place to find resources. So about courses and all, sometimes I feel that you just get stuck to one course so much that you are not able to see what you can do with that particular thing, that particular language. Yeah, I have taken a course now which is on risk V architecture, which is a very different thing, which is in computer architecture and microprocessors. But um, that course. Yeah, I have taken that course for money that I have paid 8,000 rupees for that course. But that course is a different course than what you guys are talking about. You guys want to maybe learn Android or just like web development or something. YouTube is the best place. That's what I want to say.
So as to suggesting courses or YouTube, I would also support Atreyee's answer for go with YouTube and go with these sources like Java T Point, Geeks for Geeks, and tutorials point, etc. All of them have a good amount of material for you to learn from. Is there something you would like to add, Harshit?
I think that answers your question regarding courses, Harshita. But at the end of the day, you will have to figure out what suits you the best. It can be taking courses or it can be learning from articles. It depends on person, right? So if you feel you will have more structured learning, if you're taking course, you will be able to dedicate a certain amount of time every day. That is how you work, then maybe you should go for it, because any investment right now will be able to help you land a great job or get into a good college if you want to go for masters ahead. So any investment right now is not a bad investment, I'd say. So if you think that that is how you work, go for it. If not, then I agree with what they have to say. There are a lot of resources online, but again, you do you. You should do whatever you think is best for you. You understand yourself the best. So at the end of the day, it's on you. Okay. Is there Ashita? Would you like to ask any more questions, or if not, you can lower your hand. Yeah. Ashita, do check out the link Piyush has sent on the chat section. In the chat section, maybe you can try that out.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Okay, Manraj, to answer your question about having any personal insights or strategies on how to manage academic stress, well, everybody has their own, coping mechanisms, right? So when you feel you're very stressed about your academics, just drop everything for a few moments, do something that relaxes you, and then always come up with some strategy. And I know that is what you asked me for, a strategy. So what I do when I'm feeling a lot of stress is that I just drop everything. I sit at a place calmly, I listen to music for a few minutes, and then I come up with a list of things. I prioritize my tasks. अभी देखा जाए तो academics में देखा जाए तो there is a lot of things. You have to complete your submissions, you have to complete your mini project, you have to complete your assignments. Randomly कभी भी कोई भी टीचर assignment दे देता है, but that is also a part of where you learn how to manage things. So basically, one best strategy is to prioritize your tasks and devote time to the task where you think कि इसका बहुत मतलब a high priority task को ज़्यादा time दे दो and complete the parts you think are difficult first. that is what has always been working out for me. And another thing is, कुछ चीज़ें कभी कभी अचीव नहीं होती डेडलाइन से पहले, तो ठीक है. Sometimes it is okay to go past the deadline, but not always. So always try to complete things. And Atrey, if you have anything else you'd like to add on this.
Yeah. To be honest, I feel that with other commitments, yeah, it is difficult. Sometimes you might, sometimes you might feel overwhelmed that, I'm doing nothing. But as Piyush said, that's correct, that, you need to do that. Plus, I don't think that anyone has figured out this question, the answer to this question very well. Because even we ourselves are at, the learning stage. Even we feel overwhelmed at times. What is happening? क्या चल रहा है? And then, sometimes they will just cry, and that is fine. That happens with everyone. And you learn through that.
I think that pretty much sums up the answer for that question. Okay, Dhruv has this question. What was your daily routine when you yourself was a beginner in programming journey and till date? So basically, he's asking how did you work in your daily life so you could get where you are today.
Okay, so should I go first? Okay, so daily routine. So when I started programming, like properly, um, college hadn't started. And what I used to do is I just used to wake up and, you know, either search for programs to apply to, and, maybe if I'm doing some project, then I would work on that. Or maybe if so I participated in hackathon a lot before. I was like, "Ki every month I need to participate in one hackathon at least." So with that only, I used to learn different technologies. I used to learn things mostly through YouTube, and that was usually my daily routine. And um, till now, yeah, I was when I was in my sem 5, I was doing two internships. One was the Shakti internship itself remotely, and another thing I used to do the LFX one, and that I used to do after coming from college. So after coming from college, I used to attend my yoga class, and after that I used to sleep, and then after that I used to take my dinner, and then after that I used to start working. So yeah, for me sleep was very less. I have dark circles under my eyes, and I proudly wear my dark circles. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
All of us should be proud to wear our dark circles, but try to not get dark circles. It is
At the end
but
of the day, we are engineers, right?
yeah, exactly. So, as for my daily routine, actually, when I started with programming when I was in diploma, right? It was a semester 2 when we were first taught C language. तभी कैसे होता था कि the college was 9 to 4. Okay, so we were in college. I used to learn what the sir was teaching us, but it was never enough. What he was teaching, it was like sometimes I had so many doubts I could never ask them in class, and sometimes the doubts came on to me when I reached home. So what I did after I reached home was I sat, and I didn't have a computer back then. So what I used to do was I downloaded a compiler on my phone and I started to write code what I had learned today. ठीक है, आज उसने प्रिंट एफ सिखाया सर ने, तो मैं प्रिंट एफ लिख दिया एंड आई अंडरस्टूड हाउ इट वर्क्स. एंड देन आई ट्राई टू बिल्ड small scale projects, very small scale projects. That project where you just enter two numbers and you're like, okay, give an operation you would like to perform. I used to do that with every new language I explored. First it was C, then it was C++, then it was Java, then it was Python. All of these language I used to, when I was learning any of sort of language, I learned it building projects, as I said earlier, and as a part of my daily routine, after I came home from college, I took rest for about an hour. I had एंड वो 1 घंटे के बाद रात तक सोने से पहले complete assignments, meet deadlines, and work on projects, खुद के projects. And then I never specifically sat down to learn something very new after I came home from college, but then while working for projects throughout the semesters, throughout the years, that is how I have learned everything I have. I hope that answers your question. If you have something more, you can ask. Thank you.
I think to add on to that, I'll say is that what they did special is that whenever they were learning, they ensured that they were learning it properly in that moment, so that later on it doesn't become a difficult part that they have to learn it all over again because they don't know a particular thing. So they gave it all when they were doing it, whether it was in class or whether it was after class. It all depends on you again, how present you are in your class, or how you're managing your time. So I think that helped them manage their times as well. I as someone who's their classmate, I'll say that they are very, very, very serious about the classes they're attending, and they pay attention. So I think that helps a lot. Any more questions? Can you guys share any practical tip for maintaining a healthy and steady CGPA? I think Piyush and Athree, you both can answer this question because you both have amazing CGPAs. I mean,
Yeah, I
having
think
10 or 9.6 is great.
we can answer this question, but should we answer this question for Manraj? Should we
A
answer this
very good.
question for Manraj?
uh, yeah,
It is
I
a
mean,
valid question, please.
It's the right question from the students, but not from you. You are also a 10 CGPA holder. Anyways, maintaining
I think
CGPA, as I told
we
you, just
meant to ask this question for first years and second years who are
yeah.
very, very concerned about their CGPAs.
As I told that you just need to attend classes and study seriously. That's all.
See, you need to
That's
be
all, to be honest.
consistent, and one
You need
tip,
to be consistent.
internal जितने मिल रहे ले लिया करो. Do not argue with your teachers, and do not, just do what they say and be good with them. जितना internal ज़्यादा आ रहा है ना उतना you have to work less in your end semester exams, and take your midterms also seriously. ऐसा नहीं सोचना चाहिए कि मिड टर्म में कम मार्क्स आ गए तो भी चलेगा. Your midterms are
You
equally
can have
important.
that attitude after you get come marks, but uske pehle when you're preparing, have that
Yeah,
attitude that I should be getting this and I should be aiming for this particular score.
exactly. Always aim higher.
Uh, is anyone having any more doubts? You can definitely go ahead and ask them. If not, we can wrap it up in 2-3 minutes. I'm pretty sure everyone has a lot to do today. It's a Sunday, and I mean, I know it's a vacation time, but still Sundays are special. So we won't take a lot of your time. Just go ahead and ask them. Just in case anybody here who did not attend yesterday's session, um, we had a session about solutions challenge. That is a global level hackathon that Google conducts. Okay, so this session, the guidance session in general, was for the students to feel confident enough and to actually take up that opportunity, that solution challenge, that they actually register and participate in solutions challenge. Okay, we haven't shared the registration link. We will be sharing it very soon, so please keep yourself updated on that. Even if you're a first year or a second year or a beginner, like they said, it would be better if you participate in solutions challenge, because that is how you will end up learning, since it's not a hackathon level thing, right? You just have to submit your project, and you kind of have more than a month of time to submit a project. The submissions are in February, right? So you will be able to learn a lot and actually have a project on you as well. So I think it will be a great opportunity, and this opportunity doesn't come to every college in India or globally. these opportunities are limited to the colleges that have GDSC in their college, right? So since we have it this year, I would suggest everyone to make use of it because it's open for all. Yeah, Harshita, go ahead.
Yeah, in the Google Solution Challenge, can we participate individually or it is a team participation
No,
only?
yeah, no. It doesn't matter. It can be an individual person, or you can be forming a team of up. I think only 4 members are allowed in your team. Otherwise, you can be alone as well. You can participate individually, and then you can submit your project. It doesn't matter. It's 1 to 4. That's it. So you
Okay.
can be having 1 member or 2 member or no members at all. It's just you. That is also fine.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries. I think since there are, is there any question anyone has, not just related to this, in general also, or solutions challenge or anything that you want to ask? Guidelines and topics. Through the guidelines, I think if you check out our Insta page, you will be able to get it because the time is less, and I don't think so I can cover all the guidelines. But in general, I'll say you have to be above 18, and then you have to have a team, and then you should be a member of GDSC. How to become a member of GDSC? Just go on the GDSC community dev website, and then register yourself using your Google sign up, and then register yourself in the particular chapter, that is VESIT, right? So just go through that, register yourself as a member, and then you'll be able to register for the solutions challenge as well. If you're not a member, you won't be able to register yourself for solutions challenge. You have to be a member. That's a basic requirement. And for topics, you can choose any topic that that is backed by 17 UN SDGs, that is Sustainable Development Goals. The 17 goals that UN has said, that is like education, or gender equality, just to name a few. You can go through that. We have actually put up a slide for that as well on Insta page. We will be sharing a email where you can read about all these guidelines and all, how to register and what all to be done and what can you expect. The prizes for getting in top 100 and top 10 is actually very like there are very big prizes, right? If you get in top 100, you will be mentored by people who are directly connected to Google. That's a big deal, I believe. So I would suggest, even if you are a little bit intimidated, because I get you, I've been there, and I think everyone has been there, but I'll suggest to go for it. uh, as uh, as as someone who has always been intimidated by how much people have, or how much people are doing so well in technologies, I'll suggest you should still go for it. I mean, you will eventually learn to let go of that feeling. Okay, I think there are no more questions. Even if you have any questions about this particular solutions challenge, or regarding anything, you can let us know. In globally top 100, yeah, it's globally top 100. You will be mentored by Google employees, or if not Google employees, someone who's directly related to Google. They are Google developer experts as well. So yeah, it's someone who is very much involved with Google. So yes. Thank you everyone for attending today's meet. We will wrap it up here. uh, so if you have any questions, please stay and ask. If not, you can leave the meet. Thank you. I'll stop my presentation if that's fine. Thank you, Bhushan, for joining.